Dear Abbot Willibald, information has come to light which has me making an impromptu trip away from Swan Point. I have apprehensions. We've made great strides in establishing the Order of Paul the Redeemer these past 2 years. And while our ministry is thriving in the Copper Quarter, it is still young and fragile. Without a firm hand, some of our flock may quickly drift back to their indolent ways. But I do Brother Gaspar a disservice. He is becoming quite capable. It is time that he had a chance to prove himself capable of being formed into that hand. I'll be travelling once again with Nim, Lectricky, and Polaris. I've written much of Polaris, his establishment of an orphanage, and our coordination in helping the impoverished of Swan Point. But of our other 2 companions, we had little word until Lectricky sent a letter requesting a meeting at the docks. He had sequestered himself on an island to study his arcane arts when he discovered an artifact that he felt was of great interest. It seemed inert, but at Polaris' touch it activated and grew into a small chamber. I'm not sure of the extent of its capabilities, but there is an interface within that Polaris can use to make us travel to a strange place, likely another plane, or to levitate the chamber. The land it took us to was a vast, windless plain of loose white ground and black, cloudless sky. Nim noted that the stars were familiar to him, but that they were in the wrong position. We saw no sign of man or beast, except for an abandoned ship, half submerged in the dry ground, and a worn path leading to a mountain in the distance. The path terminated at a crevice in the cliff face, and we found a great chamber within. Polaris began to hear a voice whispering within his ear while we were exploring. It claimed to be the guardian of the place. It asked him why we were there, and when he didn't give a satisfying answer, it made itself manifest. I swear on Cuthbert's holy cudgel, it was an Erinese, a traitor of the heavens. It had the red wings and bestial but deceptively angelic features described in the manuscripts. We were assaulted by these creatures and almost lost one of our number, but prevailed in the end. We then came across a great sealed portal that Polaris' platinum ring reacted to, glowing and humming on his finger. Just like in the abandoned temple, it opened to his touch. Within was a dragon resting on its hoard. It was at the end of its years, and said it had been hanging on just long enough to see Polaris. Claimed the dragons had once ruled the New World, but had been overrun by demons. He warned that they would prevail over all the world if not stopped, and that this strange plane had been the dragon's last refuge, until they'd been hunted even to it. It perished after telling Polaris that he was the only hope of stopping them. Wonder if the poor thing hadn't been locked in the chamber too long. If something hadn't stopped the demon threat while he lay isolated from the world, believing he needed to survive, a prisoner to the eons, in order to pass on his message. But the signs of the demonic near Swan Point have certainly been a cause of concern. And in the Dragon's Hoard we found a map of the New World, marked with what we believe to be points of interest related to this infernal threat. The nearest one is our destination, to see if there is any ring of truth to the alarm raised with the worm's last breath. Blessed be St. Cuthbert. May his chosen be his heavy mace, and his church his strong arm in the mortal plains.